Okay, so this is what it looks like. Hello everyone, welcome again to CJ's Kitchen. I know it's been a while, but I have been reading your comments and I'm here to answer some of your comments today. One of the comments that I got was a question asking, oh, if I use cassava in my potato pudding. And yes, I do, and I'm gonna show you. I do sometimes, and I'm gonna show you how I do my prep for my potato pudding using cassava. One other thing I want to tell you, if you're gonna use cassava, make sure you squeeze the water. Squeeze the juice, the cassava juice from the cassava. Otherwise, it will make your pudding very, very soft because then you're gonna add other liquid in there. So make sure you do that. Here I have the potatoes, I have cassava, and I have yam. I will put a measurement and the weight of how many stuff I use in my description. I also have rose and almond. This is out of Jamaica. I don't know if you can get this anywhere else. My mom normally sends these for me. And I have my vanilla. I have nutmeg. Now I don't have the one you grate on your own. So I have the one that I purchased. I have cinnamon and salt. You don't want to forget your salt. When you're using sugar in anything to bake, you have to add a little salt to get the real flavor. I also have coconut milk, and this is the Grace coconut milk. And I have flour and I have sugar. I will come back and show you when I am putting all these together. Alrighty, see you on the other side.
So right here, I'm doing a voiceover because music was playing in the background, you all, and I don't want to have an issue due to copyrights and all that. So I know some personally prefer to use a food processor, but I use a grater, not like those. Back in the days in Jamaica, we would normally use a nail to punch holes in a piece of zinc to make a grater, but now I buy this one in the store. So in this pot, I have 4 pounds of potatoes, 2 pounds of cassava, a half pound of yellow yam. And I am going to show you in a little bit how I squeezed the juice from the cassava. Because the yam is already moist, the potatoes are moist, and you don't want your pudding to be too soft. Also, this is not the regular orange potatoes that you see in the supermarket here in America. Make sure you look for maybe some yellow potatoes or some white ones, the sweet potato section. So you'll find those potatoes. So I'm just removing all the potatoes, all the grated stuff from the grater. We don't want to waste any, right? And as you know, normally when we peel yellow yam or we cut yellow yam, if it sits for a little bit, it changes color. So right here you can see where it changed color in here, and this is my grated product. Okay, so this is how I remove the juice from the cassava. Back home in Jamaica, when I was a child, they would use the cassava to make bami. They would use back then flour bag, which was a cloth material at the time, to remove the juice, to squeeze the juice from the cassava. And this juice they would put to dry or something like that to make starch that they would use to starch our uniform, starch our clothes. Now we have to buy spray starch, but we used to make it from cassava juice. I don't know if You all know that. We are also using coconut milk and other liquid flavoring, and you don't want your pudding to be too soft. So
all right, so this is the juice that I got from that cassava. All right, that's the juice. We throw this away. And so this is the cassava that I squeezed out, so it's a little dry. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the next step, right? And like I said, there's cassava, there's potatoes, and there's yam. And this is 3 pounds of potatoes. Sorry, 4 pounds of potatoes. All right, here we have measuring cup. This is a one pound cup, or one cup. All right, and we got flour. So I'm gonna use, let's see, 2 cups of flour. 2 cups of flour. That's 2 cups of flour, right? And we got sugar. And normally we'd use brown sugar, but for some reason, I don't seem to have any brown sugar. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the G sugar. And I wanna do a 1/2 cup. That's 2 cups of sugar, right? It's 2 cups of sugar. Okay, so in this pan, I have 2 cups of water, right? 2 cups of water, and then I'm gonna add some milk to that. And for this can, I'm gonna use like a 3/4 can. Because what you wanna do, you just want to have some liquid, and then you're going to mix the mixture to a desired softness. Oh, you want to mix it. And like I said, most of the time I don't measure, but because I'm doing this for the YouTube channel, and I'm going to do 1, and I'll do 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons Benjamin vanilla. And for this, the rose almond, this is so good, y'all. Very good. I can swear by this. We got 2 of these because this is strong stuff. It actually has a smell of pineapple soda. Right? If you drink a pineapple soda, pineapple bigger or something, it kind of have that flavor to it. So I'm just gonna mix this around, and then you can always, it's best to add liquid later on if you need more. You can always add, but you don't want to mix a whole bunch, and then you don't really use it, and it goes to waste. We'll mix all that in, and then we'd add some more. And like I said, you're trying to get to a desired consistency with the batter. Right? You just want to make sure the flour is distributed, the cassava is distributed. Yeah. And we just had a teeny bit more. Add a little bit more. And this smells heavenly. So this should be a good texture to have to your pudding, to keep it firm to the cut when you're ready. You can mix it a little more so your sugar get mixed out. You don't have your sugar grains, because sugar grains, if not mixed out well, can cause your product to burn. All right, so I'll come back and show you in a little bit how I prepare my baking tin. All right, so this is how I prepare my pan. Normally, growing up, I remember them using butter, but I find when you use butter, your products stick to the bottom of the pan because the butter these days have nothing about them. It's a lot of water. And then I flour. A bit of flour, and for this flour you can just do it over the batter because it's flour, you know. This is gonna be a very big pudding. Right, just mix that flour back into it. And so I'm gonna be pouring this. Move this over some. Pour this in here. Pour our batter in. Shake it together, and my oven has been preheating, so at 400 degrees. So I'm gonna put this in for, I'll check it an hour and a half, but it probably goes to like 2 to 2 depending on your oven that you're using. But for me, I'm gonna do mine and then I'll check it and see how long it takes, because this is a big pudding. All right, this is what it looks like. Okay, so you remember I used this pan for my liquid. In this pan, I'm gonna add the rest of the coconut milk I have in here, because I'm only doing one pudding, and this is about a little quarter cup or so. We just had that in there, because what we're gonna do, we're gonna pour this on top of the pudding right before it's done baking. So I just add some sugar to that, just a tablespoon of sugar, and just a little, maybe a teaspoon of this liquid. All right, because that's what I'm gonna add to the top of my pudding. Just add a little vanilla as well, and that's like a teaspoon as well. And we're just gonna mix this in, get it to a creamy texture, see that? So I'm just gonna mix this and put it aside in a cup. So when I'm ready, I can use this, just pour on top of my pudding to get that. Anyone who like their pudding with that gooey stuff on the top, this is what that will be. Okay? And so I'm gonna pour this into a cup and finish cleaning up my kitchen. I've started already. So I'll go ahead and finish up. And later you will see the finished product is Sunday. I went to church today. And I'm not wearing my regular get-up, my regular chef hat, because I have a bunch of hair happening up here. But you take care until I see you on the other side. Okay, guys. So this is actually fell asleep, you all, waiting on this pudding. But this is where I'm going to put the sauce on top of the pudding. Let me take it out for you to see. Ooh. 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 Here it is. It's actually dry at the top right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour this mixture over. And as you've seen, this was coconut milk. Coconut milk with a little sugar. Alright, so we're just going to put that on it. And then we're going to put it back in the oven for a few more minutes. Just cook it on there. That's rough. In Jamaica, when we do the pudding, ella bottom, ella top, hallelujah in the middle, you know, it tends to get like that. When you get it like that and it's all crusty, it's so good. All right, so I'm gonna put this back in. There we go. It's all runny. Let it run over. All right, let me put this back in. And we're gonna let that go for another 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll get it out again. Okay, welcome back to CJ's Kitchen. All right, so the pudding is ready. It's been out of the oven for the past hour, and I try to put it where the fan is to cool it down. Now, so this is too big to hold on to. Right now, I don't have a plate big enough for this pudding. So I'm gonna put it out. Look at that. Then we do that. There we go. It's still a little bit warm, but all right, so we go in for a cut. And if you like the side of your pudding when the ella bottom, ella top, it's still warm, so it probably don't get a clean cut. Because it's crusty, you all. And tomorrow morning, when you bake, you wait until your stuff is really cool. Because when it's really cool, by tomorrow morning, it will all set. But my daughter likes a hot pudding. And so right about now, we are about to have some drink, some cranberry juice, and some pudding. So just like cake, when it's hot, there you go. When it's hot, it's very soft, so you gotta wait until it's cool. So that is the final product. So enjoy, and thanks for watching CJ's Kitchen. Bye.